The City of Covington is historic. Our city is over 200 years old and serves as the government hub, the culture and arts hub of our parish.
That small town, everybody knows everybody type of feel. You can't go anywhere without seeing somebody that you know.
It was a Friday evening and the waters were rising. Areas that hadn't seen flooding before was receiving high water.
We sent out a reverse 911, but it went to the wrong area. We misread where it was going to flood.
Having a mother leave work and meet me at an intersection and say that I had no idea this was going on, you know, my kids are left home.
What was unique about that event is it did not rain that much in Covington. The heavy rain band set up to the west and northwest of the community. So Covington may have only gotten 2 or 3 inches of rain, but northwest of that region they got 10 to 15 inches of rain overnight, and that's where the rivers that come through Covington originated.
They have a great hurricane plan, they're prepared for storm surge, but they don't really have a flash flood response plan.
If you have a plan, residents can respond because they know the plan, and also the government agencies can respond quickly to help out those folks in need.
Covington's experience with flash flooding in areas that don't have a history of flooding is not unique to our region. The northern Gulf of Mexico has experienced a 27% increase in the number of extreme rain events over the past 60 years, and research indicates this trend will continue. In Alabama, we've seen sea level rise 8.5 inches over the last 51 years. Extreme rain combined with sea level rise will stress stormwater infrastructure, reducing its ability to drain water away from homes and businesses. These compounding factors mean new areas in the northern Gulf are experiencing flooding. Alabama can expect over 2,000 more homes to experience flooding in the next decade. Few communities in Alabama or the broader northern Gulf of Mexico have a plan specifically for flash flood response, leaving people and property unprepared. Creating a flash flooding response plan, like Covington, is an effective way to prepare and help keep people safe when waters rise. To create their flood response plan, Covington brought together community residents and emergency responders. They use the most accurate information and mapping techniques so they can work more quickly, accurately, and effectively to mitigate the impacts of future flash floods. Taking this kind of information and using it to prepare at-risk communities for the increasing likelihood and severity of flood events is vital for current and future safety and well-being.
To be able to respond on a proactive basis rather than a reactive basis.
We had all of this valuable information that we had collected.
As they take this data and they think about where floods might happen in the future, they're also going to develop a flash flood response plan that will give them a set of steps that they can work through.
This is not a numbers on the page theoretical type plan. This is a real action-oriented plan. This is a plan that accepts the fact a flood is going to happen. We are using the USGS flood gauge at our Boston Street river crossing of the Bogafly River and its associated flood stages to develop a plan with triggers and actions of how the city is going to deploy resources as the river moves up in flood stage. We wanted to better forecast what parts of the city were going to flood or were susceptible to flooding, what parts of the city were the most vulnerable, and the effects of flooding, not just the water itself, but also evacuation. It's incredibly important to really test the plan and see if we've missed anything. Let's run through a scenario. Let's run through every minute detail that we know is going to happen, and is that minute detail, is that covered in the plan?
It can also help save lives if they're telling people when to get out and where to go when they leave.